We had the UFC, which was fucking phenomenal. I want to talk about that.
Boring fights, though.
Oh my God, amazing, great.
I got to say, it literally might be, and I really mean this, the best card I've seen overall. Like from beginning to end, there was not one fight that I did. I did miss the first two FS1 prelims, but I saw everything from the Magny fight on, and I think that might have been the best, like, just group of fights I've seen at UFC at all.
It lived up to the hype, the main event.
Dude,
Holy
I can't believe.
man.
By the way, can they stop fucking booing Daniel Cormier? Can you guys out there?
Are they booing that guy still?
After Anthony Johnson literally knocked out Glover Teixeira in the tie, I sneezed and I'm like, what the fuck happened? He was just cheering.
I'm gonna say there's nobody more dangerous in an opening round than I'm gonna go on record as saying in the opening seconds of the first round, there's not a man as dangerous as that motherfucker.
Because Glover Teixeira is a tough dude, man. And
he's a style dude. He's so Anthony Johnson's so explosive and accurate, and you have to somehow weather that. Like, well, perfect example is his last fight with because guys who are good. These guys are good guys. Glover, who's the big Swede? What's his name?
Oh,
fucking Gustafsson,
who gave Jones a very hard time.
Guy's huge. Yeah, man, that guy got taken out fast. I mean, this ain't a coincidence. I mean, DC had the fucking, that guy's got a chin of granite. He had that shows you how great his chin is to fucking survive that onslaught. And then
you don't want to try two of those. You don't want to try 2 times having to deal with Anthony Johnson landing shots in your face.
No, that's a fucking problem. Well, that was something. But I'll tell you, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it more when Dana gets on. That fight with I was thinking of my 5-year-old coming over to me because I was standing, I was up and down screaming. That's the fight that it doesn't keep you in your seat.
Which one?
It's the fucking Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor.
I was
So I remember my 5-year-old, and I know it's midnight, my kids are awake, but it's summertime. So my kid comes over to me, she's pulling on my leg, and I'm in the middle of the fight. She goes, "Daddy, you always scream during the fights." I get nuts. Yeah. I got nuts. I was insane.
That was an insane
what a fun fight.
It was such a good card, man. It was every fight was fucking entertaining. Whether the decisions were great, the fact that I went to a decision, by the way, I can't believe. I thought that fight was going to be over in the second or third round.
Let's talk about that and work our way backwards with that. What did you think of the decision?
I was okay with it. I was rooting for Nate.
Yeah.
But I have such tremendous respect for McGregor now. It's like the fact that he was able to go 5 rounds against an animal like Nate Diaz. The fact that he was able to because he gassed. It seems like was it the second round where he got really tired, and he was able to recover from that later in the fight. I thought his strategy was amazing, kicking Diaz like that. I didn't see that coming. And the fact is, the one problem I see with him is the difference between him and Cerrone is he's getting tired at welterweight, and I'm sorry, at 170.
That is welterweight.
Yeah. I'm thinking I was going to say the weight, and I said welterweight. But Cerrone seems to be doing better, and he wants to go back down. I think 155 is better for McGregor.
Yeah. And ultimately 145. I think we're looking at that next. But let me just start with, we're going to get to that in a second, what's next for him, what we're thinking anyway, what we would think about that. But with the fight, I thought Diaz won 3 rounds to 2, be honest with you. I thought it came down to that 5th round, and I thought he won the 5th round. First round, Conor. Sure. Now the second round, the first minute, he knocks down Nate. Boom. And you're thinking, all right, man, that's automatically, I don't know, a 10-8 round, because I don't know about that, man. The next 4 minutes, at the end of that round, look at him going back to his stool. He's lucky. Was that the round he got out of?
I think second or third
round could have been a 10-8 round for Nate.
Yeah.
If you're saying the 5th round is obviously a regular 10-9 round for either one of them, whoever you gave it to, and that could be objective. I thought I gave it to Nate. I thought that takedown even sealed the deal at the very end. That was beautifully executed. That might, you know what I mean? That was one.
And he was pushing the action. McGregor was moving away.
Oh, well, yeah, if you listen, he was stalking him the whole time after that first round, especially. He was backing him up. If anything, that 4th round kind of, I was super impressed. First of all, because I get a lot of shit, and I know I'm all over the place, but first, I get a lot of shit about people thinking I'm like, I hate Conor McGregor, I'm a hater, and because I'm pro Diaz, or I said maybe some things I didn't agree with way Conor's acted with certain, whatever, what he calls teammates. Dude, I'm a fucking fan, dude. And I respect the guy. I respect the guy even more after he went into that fight. And first of all, the strategy with the leg kicks, I thought was fucking great. Like that, I like his coach too, Kavanaugh. I think that John Kavanaugh, yeah. He was good in the rounds. and he was so was Gilbert Melendez for Nate. These guys have corners that they trust. That's one thing, and I noticed that because when these guys are in the fucking trenches, man, and in between rounds, I try to see what's going on. I want to see. Are they using this minute to really recover? Are they getting back, or is this fucking next round just doom? And I was thinking about that for Conor because after that third round, holy shit, man! I was like, this is. I don't see him doing another 10 minutes.
Did he look Conor like? Did he look comfortable? He didn't look comfortable to me in the beginning of the like when they both walk in. No one has a better fight face than Diaz.
Yeah.
And Conor was doing that walk he does. But I'm like he's just. But I'm like he's just doing that because that's his thing.
Yeah.
But it shows you how you can't tell by somebody's readiness by the way they walk into the ring.
The second that bell rang, he was on the clock and he was focused. He was executing a nice game plan with the leg kicks because I was wondering how he was going to approach this. And he didn't get overzealous with the strikes. He was landing really good, accurate strikes, but he wasn't like he would like putting too much on him where he's going to get exhausted. Like he learned a lot from that first fight, and that really, really impressed me, man. And the fact that he came back to win that fourth round. He got back in that fourth. I didn't see that coming, man. I'm thinking this dude's dead.
What did you think?
And I'm sorry, Jimmy, only because I get such a
sure.
It's very easy to get out of to have that fight over. In other words, it takes him a second of just Big John was watching the end of that third round. All it took was just an instant of McGregor just to shy away or just to go with it, just take 2 more shots. The last 40 or so seconds was unanswered, was just him taking a beating. Just him up against the cage taking a fucking beating. And to come back and win the next round, I can't say enough of. I can't say how much I respect that and give the guy credit for that because that's something you can't teach. It's so easy to get out of to get the fight over. It's so easy just to, all right, man, fuck this for a second. Oh, they stopped it, and hey, man, you tried, and he didn't. He didn't give in. He hung tight, and he weathered that shit, and he came back to win the fourth, and I thought Nate won the fifth. And I thought it was 3-2 for Nate.
But, and he popped Nate 3 times, and Nate almost stayed on the ground. You could see like he wanted Conor to come down. But Conor's defense against the cage was very impressive. Nate couldn't put him down. I was very impressed with the fact that Nate was trying to drag him down. He just couldn't.
Yeah, there was little instances there where it looked like he could have. It was like, oh man, he's almost got him. But, Conor, for good reason, treated that fucking mat like hot lava.
Yeah.
And the difference is, when Nate got whacked and he went down, I did not. Once he was down in his guard, I was instantly I wasn't worried. I was more worried about him getting back up too soon, being on wobbly legs, because that's how much I trust in that dude's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You saw when he was on his back, he was inviting him in because he's like, all right, man. Even if I'm a little whacked, if I got whacked around a little, down here, just sensitivity alone will take care of itself.
After Fedor Verdum, I don't think anybody will ever fall for that trick again. Oh no, I'm hurt. Oh no, don't hit me down here.
Nah, man, he was. Dude, what a great fight. What a great fight. I mean, a trilogy is just is bound to happen eventually.
I'm a cornball. I like when the guys at the end, those guys talk so much shit, but I like when he helped them up at the end. Like that, it really makes me happy. Yeah. I hate people that don't like that shit. Like it's like these guys had an experience they shared that none of us can understand. We just watched it.
I had stuff like that with guys I had bad feuds with, like Matt Hughes. I hugged it with that guy afterwards.
What's your feelings as soon as the fight's over, and you don't like a guy, and you've just fought, regardless of what happens, you hug him. What is your feeling when you're hugging this guy?
It's weird, man. It's like it's almost like you go through something with somebody where you're trying. It's a weird connection where all the guys that I fought, I'm pretty cool with. You know what I mean? And the bigger the battle is with these guys, the closer the bond sometimes. that's and you're both trying to take each other out, You have a respect for each other that's just made out of just what you went through. You know what I mean?
And especially a fight like Diaz-McGregor where, Diaz lost it, but it was a decision. Like both of those guys fought really, really well and really respectably. So no one got knocked out or got, it was made to look bad. But how long does it take after that where you guys have bad blood and then you have this fight, you have a connection?
Yeah.
When does that shitty feeling start to come back? Well, like how long after Diaz and McGregor left the ring are they like, oh, fuck that?
That could have been at the press conference. I mean, you know what it is when you go through it right there. It's like, all right, man, good job. We both went after it. You know what I mean? It's just, it is. Listen, at the end of the day, it is martial arts. It is, and that's something that you should be a good sport no matter what it is. But, there's guys that are shitty winners. You know what I mean?
Do you think that not that Nate wanted to win, but if you're going to take a loss, this loss for Diaz is the best kind of loss you can take. It was a decision. You fought like an animal. Your fucking head was split open. You look like just a crazy savage. And you're making a lot of money in number 3.
It's questionable.
It is questionable.
I know, because if he would have got the decision, hey, man, I'm sure he's probably happy as shit. He looked happy as shit hitting that vape pen on the fucking... You see it?
No.
You see him in the post-fight thing with the vape pen in his... Oh, he's fucking a trip. It's fucking great.
Can you picture, though, a better loss to take than that, though? That's got to be the best kind of loss. If you know, like, hey, I lost, I fought my best, and now you fight number 3.
Yeah. Do
you think they headlined the Gardner, or did they look for a championship fight for that?
I think that's going to be something different. But I think as far as with them fighting right away, I think that Khan is going to have to go back and fight and defend that belt. You can't keep that division up.
No, I agree.
You can't hold on to that belt. That's bullshit.
Something tells me he's not going to defend it. He's not going to want to go back down 2 weight classes.
Do you ever see those weigh-in pictures of him weighing in at 145?
Yeah.
It don't look too good. And if you're going to, and I'll tell you right now, 155 is a very interesting weight class for him because that's a fucking murderer's row.
Yeah. What do you think? Why is it the Cerrone you think has better energy at 170 and McGregor seems a little bit, is it just their fighting styles?
Well,
Cerrone's pretty active.
Yeah, but he also, Cerrone doesn't fight 145.
No. I mean going up to 170.
Yeah, but he's going up there from 155 and
right.
The other guy's going up there from 145.
So you think it's the 2 weight class jump as opposed to
that
1?
Definitely has something to do with it for sure because look at Cerrone, he's a big dude, man. Cerrone walks around, it's not like you're looking at him like a little guy. The guy's 6 foot, what is he? I don't know. Chris the producer. Chris is like, how the fuck do I know?
No, that's a good point. He jumped up,
he's a big dude. He only goes up 1 weight class. He probably doesn't have to cut that much weight, at all. He probably cuts a little, but nothing crazy.
See, when Eddie Alvarez...
He's 6 even.
Yeah, there you go.
When Eddie Alvarez was here, Eddie was saying, we were talking about Conor going up 2 weight classes. He's like, that's bullshit. He just cut weight less. He just cut less weight. Maybe because Eddie didn't, give a fuck about Conor, but he said he cut less weight.
The fact is he didn't go up 2 weight classes. And he might be fighting at that weight, but he's fighting a guy that fights at 155. So if they do the trilogy at 155, that's Nate's true weight. And that's... Did you shit yourself?
No.
Did you fart?
No, I just...
Oh, I'm sorry.
By the way, I lied.
I thought you leaned forward and lifted up a cheek.
No.
I'm out of my fucking mind.
No, by the way, I did lie, though. When you walked in, I had cut a horrible gasser.
Holy fuck.
And I meant to open up the podcast that Matt goes, "Did you shit yourself?" I'm like, "No." And I had dropped a horrible gasser.
You saved it for air. You son of
I
a
did.
bitch.
Yes, I did.
I'm glad
this one I didn't, though.
Did. Oh, that's
sorry,
great.
man. What were you
Hey, Chris the producer, did you know that he busted ass?
How would he know?
I really didn't know.
I didn't text him.
You didn't smell it either, huh?
No, he doesn't know.
Kind of nose like a fucking greyhound.
Can I ask you, Matt, actually, like with Conor, he weighed in at 168 pounds both times. Is that pretty close to what he's actually walking around at, or do you think he's still cut down to 168?
No, I'd imagine that's what he walks around
That's pretty much it, right?
If you're fighting at 145, what is that? I mean, that's 20 pounds, you know what I mean? So he'd probably, if he's walking around at that, he's got to lose 20 pounds to make the 145. There's a big difference there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, you can't be eating like shit. He said that first fight, he was just fueling up and eating everything. I think you still have to eat. Let me tell you something. You have to eat clean right up to it. One of the worst mistakes I made is I listened to somebody where I always eat clean until, I remember like the last few fights, like Matt Hughes, Frank Trigg, I would eat clean. After I weighed in, I'd still eat clean. And I had another guy with me for my last one, and a buddy of mine, but, intelligent guy, but he was like, no, it's been proven that if you eat the white pasta and and this and that, the breads, it expands your this or that. I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but I'd say, you know what? All right, it sounded good to me. I was starving, and I just fueled up the wrong way afterwards. And I remember going to my last fucking fight versus Chris Lytle, I was feeling like bloated.
What would you normally eat?
I would normally stick with like fucking. I have my buddy Pete Dragosel play with nutritionist, and that guy, he makes me my fucking. It's been a while now, but he would still make granola with this or that, or I'd eat like the the potatoes, not the potatoes, the sweet potatoes.
Yeah, those
are
great.
He'd make those and bacon with cinnamon. Like I'd still be fueling up the right way, and I felt like a fucking machine, man. Like when I went in there for like Trig at like 35 years old, I was still feeling like fucking. Like a monster.
How long before your fight will you stop eating? Like you eat in the morning, right? You'll have breakfast.
Yeah, I'll have breakfast and try to go easier, taper it off a little bit.
Do you have coffee that day or no?
I know I was eating too much before one of but nothing crazy. Not like this. I don't get my heart rate too crazy.